Hello, everyone, and welcome to a fantastic show tonight. We're dedicating this show in memory of one of the nicest people you'll ever meet in your life, Terry Pangbern. And we've got Terry's lovely wife, Lisa, here, and his beautiful daughter, and who is an amazing lady, I'm telling you. Samantha Cruz does it all. And, you know, Samantha, it's interesting, in your department, over the years I was there, between you and Liz Nickey, I don't know how you could have gotten any two better people than the both of you. And congratulations on the job you do. And I know you've taken on more responsibility as well. But Terry's proud of you up there in heaven, smiling down, saying, that's my girl, right?
Yes, definitely. I miss him because I'd call crying the blues, what do I do? What do I do? And he always seemed to have the answer. So, you know, definitely missed that part.
You know, Lisa, tell everybody how you met Terry and how you began, getting married and stuff like that.
We met at Wawa, Second and Vine Wawa, when I worked there.
I like that Wawa.
Yes, so did I, but now it's a laundromat.
Yes, it is. And the one that I used to go to on Sharp Street's a laundromat, too. So, Sharp in Columbia is one I went to there as well. Yep. So, did he come in and get coffee?
Coffee. Had to get coffee.
Got that the Cop's coffee.
Cop's coffee.
Cop's coffee, yeah.
I think he probably had more interest in you than the coffee. But.
I think so.
So, how long were you married?
I'll be 24 years in November 10th.
Well, I'm sure they're great 24 years.
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
For sure. Well, you know, Terry, Terry, okay. All right, Terry, I'm talking to Newell. Newell, as we talk about the most popular program I think we've been involved with was Terry's Millville Memories. I mean, I loved that show, and everybody did. People call me, when are you going to have Terry on again? When are you going to have Terry on again? I said, soon. I loved that show,
It's one of the most interactive shows that we've done.
Yes, it was, wasn't it?
When he was on,
Yeah. And boy, it was amazing how bright he was.
He's very intelligent.
Very much so, wasn't
he
it?
He knew a lot of...
Yep.
He'd say a date, like August, but he knew what would happen on that date. Like, how do you even know all this? But he would. That's just...
He'd know the wars, and even not just
history.
Millville history,
Yeah.
just worldwide, state, everything. He just knew those. I think he would have won on Jeopardy.
Yeah.
I do too. I do too.
Or Who Wants to Be a Billionaire, one of those things, you know?
He wouldn't have the most... He would know a lot of information.
I just was shocked. He did. I mean, I'd ask him something from 1953. Oh, yeah, it was such and such, and this barber shop was there, and the jewelry shop was there, and I'm going, oh. And in 53, he was only like 8 or 9 years old.
He loved Millville.
But he really did, didn't he?
Loved
He
Millville.
was everybody's
He could-
go-to guy for
Yeah,
any
he could read
information.
something,
Yeah.
and he could just retain it, like
Yeah,
it was
that
in his brain.
photographic
Yeah.
memory there. And that's a good point, then, from what you're saying, Samantha, because he remembered everything.
Yeah.
Geez, I mean, we're almost the same age. I couldn't remember half of what he remembered. It was just a great tribute to him. And, you know, talking about the Pangbern family, I think all of us who grew up in Millville realized that his uncle was Charlie Pangbern.
Chief of Police.
Yeah, who I really enjoyed. When I first got, I guess I actually was made a special officer by Sal Pokowitz. I was working in the schools and stuff like that, and Charlie Pangbern was the chief of police. And he had a really good personality, very nice man. And, you know, in fact, my cousin Paul Quinn followed him when Charlie retired. But, I mean, talk about family, and then, of course, it's Earl and Jack.
Yes,
his
his brothers, yep.
He didn't have any sister?
No.
Just all the boys.
Just
All
three
boys.
all boys, 3 boys.
And my 3
And he was the
sons.
youngest.
Yeah, he was a baby.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's interesting because Earl is still working, and of course Jack passed away, unfortunately. But they were workers. Well, even when did Terry retire from the insurance?
2006.
Okay. So after that, he just went into Millville Memories. Did he do other
loved them.
things?
No, he big on the fair.
Oh, that's right.
fair.
Thank you. In fact, that's why we have that up there.
Yeah.
And tell us what happened at the fairgrounds this week or last
They
month,
had-
earlier this month.
Oh,
I
the
guess.
fair. They donated a bench
Yeah, in his memory of
in
him.
memory of him. So
Well, they should have.
yes, it was very. I'm glad that they did that.
Yeah, I am too. Because he was the best, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I
He
was
loved the
thrilled.
fair. He loved anything Millville.
Yeah. And you know, whatever he did 110%.
Oh, yes,
It was
absolutely.
not sloppily done. It was well done. And I mean, I remember when I was a freeholder and I went out there, and the people loved Terry. The fair was doing very, very well, and I guess there's political things got involved a little with it because I didn't think it stayed to the level it was when Terry was there. And
Times change, you know.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
he enjoyed being a part of the fair, and he was
But
always
the
out there.
county, I have to say, when we went out there, the county has definitely stepped up. I mean, the bathrooms are,
It looks really nice.
you
down
can
there.
actually want to go in there and use them. So they've they've definitely, it's nice to see the county stepping up and doing something with the fairgrounds. And, obviously in Millville, it's a great recreational place to go to. So I think Terry would have been happy.
Oh yes,
seeing
because
what
we did all the hard work. The county wasn't involved when we were on the board.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah,
all
that's right.
us doing.
Yeah.
So it was really,
Yeah.
it was actually going out there. It was nice to see the improvements that the county did.
Yeah, I think so. I agree with you. And boy, you talk about a gem, a sleeping giant type thing. I mean, that's such a great place with so much room and so much opportunity. And it's a shame it's not used more often, and hopefully now.
The county has big
freeholders-
plans. Do
yeah.
have big plans for more of the staff,
Yes.
and they're doing a whole plan for that. So it'd be nice to see like big concerts and big stuff
Yeah, wouldn't it though?
out there.
Yeah, we went out to watch the Demolish Derby. I've never watched the Demolish
No
Derby.
kidding.
Being on the board, you're always working and doing something.
Yeah.
That was nice. Just
That's
sitting in the
popular,
stands.
isn't it? Yeah,
it was.
that's one of
We're
the most
screaming and
popular
hollering.
things. Yeah,
They were teasing. They were saying that the gas in the cars were probably worth
Worth
more
more.
than the cars. I'd have to say that was probably true. So.
Yeah.
So how many years were you and Terry on the board?
He was on the board before I was.
I got it.
He
Okay.
reeled me into work on the board. 'Cause I really didn't want to be on the board, but I went there so that way we could
Yeah.
be together.
Right.
Together,
And
yeah.
work on. But he was on. But see, he worked there with the sheriff's department too,
Yeah, that's right.
because they did security.
Yes.
So it was years ago.
Yeah.
So he was there much longer than I was. He enjoyed being out there.
Boy, and I'll tell you, it was a tribute.
Oh my goodness. Where'd that come from?
George found that somewhere.
Oh,
our
my
producer.
word.
George, that's not an approved picture.
That's what, this here. We're putting the pennants up. He loved putting the pennants up over top of the fair. That would
Yeah, that made-
symbolize that the
yeah.
fair was opening.
Yeah.
So that was his thing. He loved it. I could see the smile on his face.
Yeah. Yeah.
I missed that smile.
Yeah, he had a great smile. He really did. It was super. And just, as you say, just such a nice person. And he and I talked about our days when we were in high school. He worked at the A&P and I worked at the Acme, and Harold Force was his boss. Howard Button was my boss, and it was neat. They were downtown. The
Yes, he
A&P
talked about that
is
quite often.
where Rick Abbott owns the building, but the building sits empty. So some other bricks buildings sit empty too. But then the Acme was down at the corner of High and Main, where it's a parking lot for City Hall.
Yep.
That was funny. I remember I had to push the carts up the hill. And I went to the foot doctor, and he goes, "Jim, what is wrong with your feet?" They were all cracked, the balls of my feet. And I told him what I did. He goes, "Oh, my God, no wonder." That was not an easy job to do. And then it was, where we were in the 60s. Everybody was downtown. Then the A&P moved up to, like, Wheaton Plaza, this side.
I remember him saying that.
Yeah, and then the Acme, the far side of the Wheaton Plaza, where Burger King is now and stuff, was where they went. And eventually the A&P went out of business, and the Acme moved up to Union Lake Crossing Shopping, or Millville Town Center it was called, and then they went out of business. It's funny. I used to look at the prices at the Acme, and I'd look at the prices at ShopRite, and I'd say, "Please lower your prices. I don't want you to leave," because I worked at the Acme when I was a kid. But they left, and it's like they weren't competitive, I guess.
No,
was the
yeah,
problem
you're
that
right.
they had. So where do you guys shop for your groceries?
ShopRite.
Where else can we go, right?
Walmart.
Yeah, at Walmart, if you go to Ryman especially.
Yeah,
Some,
you find it is true. I mean, Acme is a little bit
yeah.
more
They are a little
expensive, but
pricey.
I go there once in a while and buy them when I'm up that way.
Terry would say you'd be able to go cart of groceries for. Now you couldn't even get a bag of groceries.
Isn't it amazing? It
Yeah.
really is. The cost.
I'm not gonna lie. I went in to Save a Lot quite a bit when they were still open.
Yeah, that's true.
If you just needed
Yeah.
a bag of lettuce or however, just boop boop and go in and out you go. So that's a loss there too.
Yeah, it really is. It's a shame. And boy, it has costs because of the inflation and everything. I was away.
When we were in ShopRite, yesterday? The
Yeah.
prices.
My God, crab. I go to Delisi's in Upper Deerfield, and one of my favorite meals is this crab and shrimp combinations called Valeria. And it has sun-dried tomatoes and all this kind of stuff. And anyway, now they won't even put the crab in it. They said, we can't sell it to you at a price you'd want to pay.
Yeah.
And I've seen, I know, I was at Sybil's. Have you guys heard about Sybil?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is so funny. Someday for birthday or something, you have to go there. It's it's Hotel Charlesworth down in Fortescue. It's right on the water.
Okay.
And Sybil is so funny. Oh my God.
What was it called? Was it?
It's
called-
always been the Hotel
It's always
Charlesworth.
been. Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying. What is it? The Fortescue Grill or something? Is that?
That he owned that. Yes,
Yeah.
he
Okay.
owned the Fortescue Grill, and then
Okay.
he bought the Hotel Charlesworth. Yeah,
Okay,
you're on
okay.
the right track.
Okay, I'm on the right track,
But
okay.
because of seafood being so high, I mean, my guest and I, she ordered surf and turf, and I had broiled fish stuffed with crab meat and soup and this, that, and the other thing. It was $269.
Wow.
You know?
Well, I heard the red eye crab wind up closing down to.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
seen
they
that.
they posted that they're
Sorry to hear that.
Well, they're
pausing.
close- they're
Yeah, they're just
pausing,
taking
yeah.
a break
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
to see
Because the
if
prices
they
are
can
expensive.
Yeah.
prices and nobody wants to work.
Yeah.
A combination of everything.
Yeah, but I have to say, to Sybil's credit, he gave me a heck of a good discount because I had him on the show. But I mean, it's a wonderful place, beautiful view for the sunset and all that kind of stuff. But it just shows where. Well, I was at a place just recently in Cape May, Peter Shields Inn, beautiful place. In fact, the Gagliardis from Millville and Vineland area own it now, and the food was fabulous. One piece of fish, halibut, $47.
Wow.
You know, that's where it is, and it seems to be hitting really hard on the seafood, the crab meat. And
Yeah, we better
lobster
get the
and-
fishing
Yeah,
and
well,
crabbing. Yeah.
you know what? I can't fish. I have ADD.
We haven't caught anything this season.
I get bored, so I can't.
We like to fish, but
Yeah.
my poor husband, we've been, Mom and I have been out there and we just come home with no fish. It's sad.
Oh, this is a neat story. Speaking of fish, my cousins own Men's Restaurant in Rio Grande. If you've ever seen that. But anyway, I'm down there having dinner, and I'm sitting, and they were so crowded, I'm sitting at the bar with my guest, and the guy's telling us what to order. The bartender, he goes, you got to order the tuna. I said, why is that? He said, I just caught it yesterday. It's very fresh, and it was delicious.
Yeah.
and then he also caught a mako shark the day before that. So they talk about fresh fish. I guess that works out. But fish seems to be hard to find anymore.
Wow.
Weak fish. They used to have a weak fish contest, and I don't know, can't find them much at all. Anyway, we're talking about Terry Pangbern, one of the nicest gentlemen you'd ever meet in your life. And if you had the honor of knowing him, or in this lady's case, she had the honor of being married to him, Lisa did, and having him as a dad was what Samantha did. And you guys, had the opportunity to work real close with him with Millville Memories, too, didn't you, Newell?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've known him for a while, so back in the mid to late 80s. Fair's one example, but I was on the rescue squad. He was on the sheriff's department. Always saw him at the first aid stand and security because it was the same building. So got to really know him well then professionally. Knew of him before because he had a big reputation.
Yeah.
But then working with the county, becoming fellow county employees, and we worked along there, and then
that's
our paths crossed again because Lisa was one of my first internet friends
Yes.
because of our Coke interests.
Oh, let's
Yeah.
talk
So-
about that when we come
Coca-Cola.
back. I wanted to
And then again because of Samantha, because we were volunteers at the Levoy,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yes.
and their connection, and then
I still think I got some asbestos going on in my
We all
lungs.
do.
I'm just saying.
so yeah, and then later on with Millville Memory Lane, but I between him and Keith and I, we were kept it together. I guess we can say Keith is a silent partner, but he's still involved and helps administer the page as well.
Oh, Keith Mitchell.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
But when Terry started up, he looked out and he asked me. I'm not sure why. I think I know why, but I don't know where. He picked me out of the group, but and asked if I wanted to be involved with it, and I said absolutely. And it was more so for me to learn because he was the one that knew everything.
Yeah.
So most of the things that I know, especially things that predate me, which is most of the stuff that people ask about. I got that information from him.
Yeah.
And everything. And then if I couldn't answer it, I'd still reach out to him. And even if it wasn't on that group, I was always using him as a reference to find the answer. And like we were saying before, he could answer it off the cuff right away without much time to research it. He knew the answer.
Well, he's got a lot of comments here already. Carolyn Newton said he was a great person and friend to all. He will be greatly missed. We all agree. Carmen Riggins said he was a good friend and is missed. Donna Hickman, love you guys. Loved working with both of you. Donna also said Terry was the best president ever.
He was.
Yeah, we all agree with that. And John Cruz said to his lovely wife, "Why are you going to tell people we didn't catch any fish?" Donna Hickman said, "Love Terry and Lisa." And Lisa is my Thelma. That's what she said, so that's loves you there too. Terry will always be my favorite president. Anyway, we'll be back with the gang that's honoring Terry Pangbern, and thank you all for being with us this evening. We'll be back right after these messages.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Complete Care Health Network has some big news to share with you.
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day,
including our newest locations in Bridgeton and Millville.
We're here and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network.
At Mince Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mince, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mince Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at minceinsurance.com.
In South Jersey, we do things our own way. We say things out loud, face things head on, and never back down. And that's how we fight cancer. With the most advanced diagnostics, leading-edge technology, and a team of doctors who know how to treat your cancer. And most importantly, we do it right here at the Frank and Edith Scarpa Cancer Center, Vineland, and the Leading Edge Cancer Center, Mullica Hill.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. Jim Quinn along with Lisa Pangburn and John Cruz's wife.
He'll love that. He's always been called Samantha Cruz's husband, so he's going to love that.
See, John, it was nice to see you at the graveside service there. But John Cruz's wife, Samantha, and Newell Branin, who's with me often, and of course, Mr. Soccer Association does everything out there. Well, you know what, and you've seen this a lot too, Samantha, in your position, is we are so lucky to have volunteers, like you and Newell and, lots and lots of people.
Yeah.
And your mom too,
Yeah, I mean, volunteers are just, absolutely, that's where my heartstring is, and I've known Newell for all those years. I've actually been with the city for 17 years, believe it or not, and,
You started young.
Oh, I started at 3.
Oh, that's a whole other story.
That's a whole other story with Terry. Terry actually originally didn't want me to work for the city because of the job that I was doing. But I do, real quick before we move that, I do want to talk about the volunteers and especially our league presidents. And since I'm here, Newell, I tell Newell this all the time in private, but in public, all my league presidents that I've had to deal with throughout the years are amazing, giving countless hours of their personal life. I used to always say, well, it's the truth, I never really cared about the sport. And I know that's horrible to say in this town. But in my position, I never wanted to have favorites. So I didn't want to like soccer over football or baseball. So basically, my philosophy is that I don't really care what ball they play with. I just love that these people are keeping our kids active, off the streets, healthy, and sports are so much more than that. I mean, these guys are therapists. therapists, teachers, parents, feeding them dinner, giving them rides home. So, so publicly, Newell, thank you and all the volunteers of our youth sports here in Millville, because it takes a lot of you to get it done. And I'm the lucky one that gets to have great people like you helping us keep that foundation afloat.
Absolutely.
So.
Well, you're right. Over the years, I mean, it's like the Carl Frank years where he was in charge of midget football. And now I know the guys, Quan Boleg was the assistant. I forget the fellow.
The Mills are
Mills, thank you. Yeah. Let me tell you, the other thing, too, that you see from these leagues is a feeder system for midget football league.
Absolutely.
We were state champs last year, and the kid that was a freshman, and many of the other ones too, played in the midget football league. The Brooks kid, he was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, just unbelievable player, and it looks good for this year as well. And same, with soccer and
baseball,
softball,
baseball. Yeah.
I mean, definitely, like even the guys down at Babe Ruth, there's probably like 5 of them left down there who they do the work, and like Newell, most of them don't even have children that are in the leagues anymore, but they want to keep it going. So in girls softball, Stacy out there, she's been doing a fantastic job this year. Lenny down at Babe Ruth, the Mills at football. I mean, these guys are just, there isn't enough thank yous to give them.
Yeah,
but
that's the truth.
Terry. He loved his sports. He was more of a baseball guy, of course, and a football guy. But
me too.
Yeah. So Eagles fan, of course.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So growing up, I hated Sundays. Sundays were awful.
We won't go there.
We couldn't go anywhere. We couldn't do anything. We had to be home by the football game and no rides, and it was very serious at our house. But now I'm a football fan.
Boo.
But not local.
Yeah.
Not local. I'm a Ravens fan.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I enjoy my husband and I enjoy the Ravens, but
that's nice.
But football was a big thing in our house, and Terry loved the Eagles.
Yeah.
Of course, my mom, she loved the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
She loves the Eagles.
I love the Eagles.
She loves the Eagles.
I'm still an Eagles fan.
Yeah, I am too. In fact, I'll tell you what, I never dreamed in my lifetime I'd get to go see the Eagles play and win the Super Bowl.
Oh, we went to camp twice. Went to Lehigh Valley.
Wow,
It was awesome.
that's
We
neat.
camped. We picnicked. Tailgated. It was fun. You got up close.
That's great.
Yeah, that's what's nice
Yes.
when you go to the camp. Yeah, that is really cool. Well, anyway, I kept interrupting. The big story making action news tonight is Pepsi or Coke? Now,
Coke.
Coca-Cola.
yeah, well, but I'm saying
Terry was
Terry's
Pepsi.
Pepsi.
But
he couldn't help himself.
But mind you, so in the house we have cabinets, right? That we should have a picture of this, right? There's all Coke everywhere. I mean, the whole house is just Coke, 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 and there's just one shelf and it has Pepsi on it, and that is
He's
the Pepsi
lucky he
shelf.
had that.
Down on the floor, in the back.
And I have to say, this Christmas, he finally gave in, and we had a Coca-Cola Christmas
whole tree
tree.
was
The whole tree was Coca-Cola, so no Pepsi ornaments were allowed on it. I don't even think my cute little reindeer, when I was like 3, got to go on there.
No,
you
all
know?
Coca-Cola.
It was.
He said it was okay.
Hit the pike, you know.
When I had the honor of coming over and seeing Terry about a week before he passed, you guys
really
invited me
appreciate
over.
you doing that.
No,
Yeah.
it was great to see him. Well, didn't I see Coke and Pepsi signs outside too, or was that
You
just
just
in
saw a
the
Coke
kitchen?
machine. Well, you saw a case of Pepsi bottles, but do you know where they were? They're underneath on the ground.
Well, I'm pretty much a Coke person too.
So no, but
I guess we're unanimous.
hey,
Coke.
we went all the way to PA to get the Coke machine. Now he bought me, so
Oh
you
wow,
know.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That
And
is
the tree
I
man,
have a huge bottle.
the guy who does it with the chainsaw.
Oh, yeah, Act Monster.
Act Monster made her the
Oh,
Coca-Cola
yeah.
bottle.
Yeah, I had him on my
I mean,
shoulders, but-
I have to say that's one thing. Like, if Mom even mentioned, or any of us mentioned, hey, we'd like so and so, he always got it.
Oh, that's nice.
You know,
Yeah.
not to transition.
Oh, you're going to tell the Christmas story now?
So I got to tell this story quite a few times now, and believe it or not, there was bad cop. There's in a parents, right? There's always a good cop and a bad cop. You won't believe it, but my mom wasn't the good cop. She was the bad cop.
Really?
Terry was the good cop, and Mom was the bad cop.
Wow.
Yeah, and so at Christmas, our very first Christmas together in the house, we we were getting stereos, and Terry goes, "No, they need computers too." And Mom goes, "No, they don't. Stereos are fine." We had stereos and computers.
Jeez,
so
you were spoiled.
We were very, very spoiled. And one of my favorites is we want ice cream for dinner, and Mom's like, "No ice cream for dinner." We went over to the corral and got ice cream. So Terry was definitely the spoiler and the good cop for sure. So,
well, Tommy Clifton has said, I remember Terry when he was part of the Millville Police Department. He said he was such a good person, and he would just about every day stop by and say hello and help brighten our day up for us. And Pat Weisgerber, Sherry, how do you say?
Sherry, Pat Sherry.
It's S-C-H-I-E,
Yep.
Sherry, yeah.
Sherry. Used to work with him.
Okay, she
We
said.
worked together at the Sheriff's Department.
Okay, Pat, she's
Pat,
a Pepsi.
no Pepsi.
She's
No.
a Pepsi girl, she said
No.
so.
stuff's gross.
Yeah.
I guess you're not getting invited over, Pat.
No, Pat, no dinner for you.
Unless it's ice cream. But
Oh, there he is. Yep.
speaking
see?
of ice cream, now, do you know where that came from?
That was
like a
cut.
is that
It
Flippers?
is,
That's
yes.
Flippers.
Yep.
Yeah.
And bank lights across
George
the way.
Cuccia, who's the fantastic producer, found that picture, and he said it was from Flippers.
Yes.
And boy, that
Oh,
looks
yeah.
good, doesn't it? That looks like a good dinner.
Yeah, a great dinner.
Got everything in
There
there.
was dinner. There was a banana split and a cup.
Right, fruit.
The photo behind the Peace on Earth was so funny because you know for a couple years we didn't have it. The cord had broken, and we actually put Peace on Earth at Patriot Park for a couple years. And I'm telling you, those 2 Christmases, he hounded me. Are you going to get it fixed? Finally, I got sick and tired of hearing it. I call up to Rich Jones, and I'm like, what do we got to do to get a dang pole up there so Peace on Earth could go back over the river? Because it was my own dad that just kept harassing me.
Well, we all loved it. So he was harassing you on behalf of all the citizens.
Because basically what happened is when the marina was done, the pole was taken out. When the marina was redone down there, the pole was taken out. So we finally got the pole redone and got Peace on Earth back up there, thank goodness.
Yeah, that is special. It really is. And, of course, speaking of those things, you take care of the parade. You do all kind of good stuff. What's the car show coming up? June?
So the car show is going to be September 10th this year, the Saturday before 9/11, which we're definitely having both, which, that was the other thing I think about Terry is that he was just in all that, like all the Millville events, anything that we were doing. He always had an idea or a thought.
Yes, he
did. And boy, did he share them with me. And I'm like, okay. So, but everything, but the car show, yes, it's September 10th. And then, of course, our Christmas parade, which, will be coming up. We're thinking of themes. So if anyone has a theme out there, we could use a good theme for this year. So far, we have a few that came in, but...
Coke, not Pepsi.
Yeah. So.
Terry likes Pepsi. Lisa likes Coke.
Yes. Yeah. One side of the fridge. You couldn't mix them. One side was Pepsi and one was Coke.
But he definitely loved the Christmas parade, and he kept the last couple of years. Mom and I were either working it or judging it or whatever, and he would screenshot us on it, and record us. So.
Yeah, it was. Well, of course, it's been a while since he was able to get out. I guess.
Yeah, he didn't get out much the last year or so.
Yeah,
because he broke his hip last year.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Was it lungs that was the?
He had COPD.
Oh, okay.
But he had hypnosplasty. He only had one lung that worked because he had years ago he had lung surgery. They took part of his lung.
Oh, I see.
He was cut from the back to the front. So.
Wow.
Yeah, he had a fungus on the lung.
Oh.
And plus he had Parkinson's, so that wasn't a fun disease. That really is. That really took over his body. And
I've had friends who've had that.
It's not a fun disease.
George Mitchell just passed away, and he did well handling it for all those years.
Yeah.
But
he did too. They upped the medication because he was up to the medication as much as you could probably go on. Right. So because his memory he started like forgetting things. So that was tough for him.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. As sharp as he was, that had to be really tough. Very, very bright. Unbelievable. I think you hit the nail on the head, though, too, when you were talking about Samantha, I think he had a photographic memory. I don't think he just would see something and know it. And, I mean, like he graduated a year before.
He was 62.
Yeah, I was 63.
Actually, they're coming up to their 60th class reunion in September, so... I reached out to them. We're going to donate something in honor and memory of him.
That's super. Well, of course, I know a lot of. Oh, yeah. In fact, this is funny because, Kirby Carmichael was with Terry's class, and Kirby worked at WWBZ in Vineland, which was the popular radio station in the 60s. And then when he graduated, he ended up working in, Virginia, big city, Norfolk, Virginia. He was the #1 radio personality. So he's in that class. So last time he came up, I had him on the show. And, so I remember that would have been the 55th class reunion.
We went to the 50th.
Oh, did you? Okay.
We didn't make it to the 55th. I don't think he was well, but the 60th, he said he had said to me, he says, I don't know if I'm going to make it there. I said, why won't you make it there?
Yeah.
So
little did we know.
I didn't know. I didn't really think about that. But no, we're going to donate some stuff in memory of
That's super, really is. I have a funny thing that happened at the 60th, or 55th rather, for that class. I was friendly with a bartender at Harry's Pub at the Ramada, and the thing was at the Ramada.
Yeah.
So anyway, I won't say the fellow's name, but he's a friend of mine, really good guy, and he had quite a bit to drink. So Christine, the bartender, said, I'm cutting him off. I said, Christine, he's staying here. He's not driving. He's staying right here. Okay. So on my advice, she gives him another one. We had to get the front clerk or desk clerk to help me get to his room. He didn't know where his room was. I said, I guess I shouldn't have told you to give him another one. At least he wasn't riding on the road.
That's a good thing.
Yes, it was. It was a very good situation. But a lot of great people in his class. Rob Shannon, who handled the services along with Tim.
Yeah.
That was, and it was really nice. I mean, for all of us, that were there, and for those that came, I really liked the graveside service. I thought that was really nice. It was a nice day, and boy, you know what impressed me? All the sheriff's
I'm going to tell you
officers that
something. I'm very impressed because when I contacted him, I was expecting one car to come, and it was just amazing to see 4 cars show up. And then you had Millville PD too.
Yeah, so I had reached out to Cindy and Cindy Droga, and she'll always be Mooney to us, but
Terry hired
sorry, Ed. But and then also Butsky, and he actually went.
That's right, he came too.
Yeah, a couple days after he had passed away, Butsky had seen me in the garage, and he said, hey, is there anything we can do? We want to do it. So we reached out, and it was it was very nice.
Impressive.
Very
it really
nice.
Was. I mean, I saw so many people there that came out in Terry's honor, and that was very important. And it was interesting because Terry spent 30 years there, and I don't know, Samantha, if you were the one, or maybe it was Cindy, that introduced me to the woman sheriff's officer that was there. She started with Terry.
Oh, Pat. Yeah, Pat Sherry was there.
Sherry.
Yeah, Pat Sherry.
She was there.
Okay, but there was another one too.
Yeah,
another lady that was there also. But she was, it was a very, very nice lady as well. But it just shows how many people really, really cared about Terry. I mean, he was he's touched so many people's lives.
Absolutely.
He really did, didn't he? I mean, and you think about it, and I think about within a brief period of time, you had Dale Wetstein, and he was a year older than Terry, but both very similar people, cared about Millville, really put a lot into the community, and that type of thing. In fact, for the parade to the cemetery, thank God I had a hard time getting in line because I got behind a car that didn't move, so I ended up being the last car in the parade. But I think Butsky let me in front of him. But there was a lot of people going over to the cemetery.
Well, we weren't expecting that. So we weren't expecting all the people at graveside. It was supposed to be just a small family thing, and a few people that she had told. So it was very nice. And even the celebration of life that we had at the end of June, a lot of people coming out. It definitely.
Oh yeah, at the Elks. Right.
Yeah, it was definitely like, wow, because he always said, oh, nobody's gonna ever care when I'm dead, and we always disagreed with him, you know.
You guys were right. He was wrong.
Yeah.
Terry, you were wrong.
I don't know if they're the photos out there, but you know, me and him always had a joking relationship, and you know, one of my favorite photos is him pretending like he's going to punch me. So
yeah, they would go around.
We would, you know, I've always been one to talk a lot, and
no.
And sometimes after long days, he probably didn't want to hear me, but
guess what? He listened.
He listened, and I'll tell you, all the science projects and all that, you know, he stepped up and did those.
Yes,
so,
he did.
You know, I probably more or less people probably know, but I always introduce him as my dad, but Terry was actually my stepdad.
Right.
But people wouldn't know the difference, and we never introduced each other any more than he was my dad, and I was his daughter. So, you know, that's big. You know,
it is.
I don't know.
He chose you to be.
Yeah, he chose me to be a step. So you know, and that's got to be a hard thing, you know, for step parents out there. So definitely, step parents who get involved with their stepchildren's lives.
Yeah.
Big. And he picked them up from daycare, or not daycare, from school.
From school.
From school.
Yep.
Took her to get shoes one time.
Yeah.
He said she took forever.
But no, he did. He didn't have to be our dad, and he chose to be our dad. So that was awesome. And you know, he provided us a great life. So you know, Terry's definitely, not only did he know a lot of stuff, but he was also a good family man. So
very good point.
And we actually didn't know the story. Wes Wills actually had shared it with us. Like, I always thought he was a tough, ruthless kind of sheriff's officer, and he was telling me that they were telling us that he would actually ask the officers, you know, what's going on. Like, he cared about their personal lives because he felt that if their personal lives weren't going well, it didn't allow them to be a good police officer. So we actually just learned that recently about him. Because I'll be honest with you, I thought he was like just a cold at work, and I'm an officer. I really did. I mean, I'm not making it up.
I understand.
He really cared about the people, and that was nice to hear from Wes and Wills. So
it was so nice to see him. He and I go way back. It's been so long ago, 25 years ago, when I got elected mayor. I was backup public safety, and I'd go over, and he was a dispatcher at the time. Loved his sense of humor.
He had a sense of humor. Right.
Oh my God! In fact. We also had, we have a picture of Terry and Sheriff Baruza, and when he was, I guess I missed that.
It did pop up, yeah.
Can we put that back up, George, for a minute?
The one with all the officers.
All the officers.
With the sheriff.
The sheriff.
I'm sorry, I was not looking. There you go, folks.
That's Bill Raymond right there.
The
one standing by Terry.
Oh, to his left? Okay.
And that's his partner, Paul, on the other end.
Oh.
And that's Karen. That's the sheriff, his favorite sheriff. Made him lieutenant.
Yeah. Mike, great guy.
Bill Garrison.
Yeah, Billy Garrison, too.
Yeah.
Used to be with Millville as well.
A bunch of Millville people right there.
Yes. And you know me, I try to walk the middle there, but I remember as a kid, he's like, we got to get Baruza elected.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're going to put stamps on envelopes. And I'm like, we don't want to. And like, we need to. You know, so we just went along with it. We did get ice cream for it, though. So
that's
I guess we got.
He knew how to bribe you. He knew what you liked.
I guess we got paid for it, but, you know. But he was a good guy, so.
Yeah, he really was. And Pat also said Terry was a great mentor at the Sheriff's Department. Thank you for that kind comment. And they deserve everything. Mrs. Donna saying everything he got, Terry did, and more. He was so very special. And you hear that word, which is true. Special is what Terry was. He was very special, whether it be the fairgrounds, the Sheriff's Department, a father. You know,
what's this?
This is back when after the jailbreak.
He's right there, third one in.
Yes, right. Okay. Well, he kept in good shape too. You know, he really did. I guess he drank Diet Pepsi.
He drank Pepsi. He would get go and get he smoked his pack of cigarettes and his Pepsis, and
well, the cigarettes weren't a good thing.
I know.
And Pepsi for him was good. Coke would have been better. But
I know. But I couldn't
days,
talk him into it. I tried really hard, but it was always Pepsi.
A lot of people smoked back in those days, that was for sure. But if you don't, or if you did, please stop, because it's not a good thing to do.
COPD is not.
No.
It wasn't fun for him.
Well, you know, I've had doctors on with me in the programs, and many of them have said, one of the worst things that comes back to haunt you down the road is cigarette smoking. It really,
That's what he said. He would tell people you need it. Like he would tell people you need to quit because you're going to be on oxygen.
Yeah.
You're going to ruins your lungs.
Yeah, it really does. I always had the foodaholic habit, but I've never had this smoking. I don't know. I just never wasn't attracted to it. Yeah,
but give me a piece of cake.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Reese cups, give me a bag of
them. Wait, whoever thought of that? Putting chocolate and peanut butter together. Oh my God, it's like the die.
Oh, have you tried it with s'mores? Like instead of putting the Hershey
bar?
Oh.
Yes,
you have to try it.
Yep. Got to put the marshmallow with the. I see at BJ's. You always go to BJ's, Newell. They apparently have a 5-gallon bucket of Reese's now.
Really?
That's what I'm seeing on TikTok. I'm not.
Well then,
yeah.
Wow.
It's all season, so I haven't been there. In a
while, so when you go back on season, check that out. But Terry liked his Reese's too. So and ribbon candy. Like he loved ribbon candy.
His, the black licorice.
Oh, the black licorice. Yeah. Yes. He liked some of the weirdest candy.
That was popular in our day growing up. Kids,
Good and plenty.
Hard to find now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good and plenty.
Yeah.
Oh, Turkish taffy.
Turkish taffy. Yeah.
Lisa, Kathy Adams said hi.
Hi.
And that's my cousin. And Dennis Romanek said, I learned a lot from Terry about Millville history on Facebook. He surely is missed. And, they're some of the wonderful comments we've got. We'll be back to wrap up our show tonight where we're honoring Terry Pangbern, who was a fantastic person, as you are all hearing about from his friends, and we all really cared about him. And we'll be back to talk a little bit more about that handsome guy right after these messages.
Complete Care Health Network has some big news to share with you.
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day,
including our newest locations on Pearl Street in Bridgeton and High Street in Millville.
We're here with convenient, high-quality, and accessible healthcare services all under one roof.
We're here just a call or an email away.
We're here to provide compassionate care for you and your family.
We're here, and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network. Ready when you are.
I chose DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home because they treated me with respect and compassion. I couldn't have gone through all this if I didn't have DeMarco Luisi by my side. They did everything that they could to make me happy, and that was important to me and my kids.
At the DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, we're here for you and your family in your time of need.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Complete Care Health Network has some big news to share with you.
We're here opening more locations and offering more services every day,
including our newest locations in Bridgeton and Millville.
We're here, and we're ready when you are.
Complete Care Health Network.
At Mince Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mince, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mince Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at minceinsurance.com.
Terry, it's good to have you with us. Welcome back to Around South Jersey. Our special guests this evening are Lisa Pangburn, the wonderful wife of the late Terry Pangbern, and his daughter, the talented Samantha Cruz, John's lovely wife. Yes, John. Yes, John. There we go. And of course, Mr. Soccer, Newell Branin, who does so many things for the community. And as we've talked about earlier, Terry and Lisa, and of course Samantha and Newell. It was funny when I was I was president of Millville American Little League. I was president of Millville men's softball league. We had 36 teams. It was unbelievable how we grew so big. And I ran a softball tournament like Rob Shannon. He was my idol. So he ran one in Millville, and I ran one in Vineland and stuff like that.
He just did his 50th one.
I know, isn't it
was
amazing?
his last one, he said he was going to call it quits. I said, okay. I guess 50 years is enough. Whatever.
But what a special person, too. And as we talked about, we're so lucky to have so many really good people. And, whatever Terry did, he did it at 110%. It was always better than with the fairgrounds. I mean, and you're right, Samantha, I give the county credit. They've really increased, improved
being involved,
on the bathrooms, and they have done a big job of doing more improvements with it. I think they put it in a different department where it was just maybe strictly just in public works, and maybe it's now in tourism or whatever. Yeah. But it's a good tourism place, and as you talked about, Lisa, you got to see the Demolition Derby.
Absolutely.
That was one of my favorite things at the fairgrounds to watch. The Motorsports Park has a thing, I think it's called Lemons or something.
Yeah, 24 Hours of Lemons.
That's it,
yeah. They're funny cars.
24 Hours of Le Mans.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you, it was funny because they had a pie eating and watermelon contest at the fairgrounds when both my parents were involved, and the recreation department actually sponsored those events. And then Terry, of course, couldn't just stop there. We then had to have a toilet seat toss.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Tim talked about that.
Yeah.
And we had a skillet toss.
And then we had to have a skillet toss for the females because, we want to keep it balanced. But, when I put that requisition into the city that we were sponsoring the pie eating contest, watermelon contest, that was okay. Yeah. And then I said toilet seat contest and skillet. They're like, finance was like, what are we doing? And I said, just calm down. It's recreation, okay? This is that you're going to see funny things, and it's okay. So, Terry, and then then he had to add Russian egg roulette.
Oh, that's right. I remember Tim.
So that was interesting. I did try that out to the New Jersey Motorsports Park when we had 4th of July out there. So we'll have to try that again.
That's fun.
Yeah, we'll have to have a Russian roulette contest next year for our 4th of July event. So Terry loved fireworks, so that was our fireworks this year. That was definitely brought back some memories because Terry definitely loved fireworks.
Yeah, we would park all over just to
see fireworks.
Find the best spot.
So.
Well, speaking of that, I told the mayor, Lisa, God bless her, she hosted, the 4th of July firework program on TV. It was your 4th of July fireworks, but we televised it, and she did the television for me. And I ended up, I didn't think I was going to get there, but I got there late enough, went down to the sailing club and went out in the boat, and I saw the fireworks from the lake. And she said something to me. I said, well, maybe next year, Mayor, we'll set it up so you can go out in the lake. And
I have quite a few friends who have gone out there and got to see it from the other side. But I'll tell you, I think 4th of July here in Millville, people don't realize that it's a lot of work.
Yeah, sure
and you're asking men and women, police officers, firefighters, all alike, to come out on a holiday, which Terry definitely could appreciate because he did that. Those people don't get holidays. We don't get normal holidays like people. Yeah. So, the Parks Department, the police and fire, and EMS and all those guys who work on those days, dispatchers.
That's what I was doing that day.
They're like, oh, your Parks and Recreation and fun. Yeah, while you guys are all having fun, the Parks Department is working. So, my guys, I always appreciate them, and they coming out and working on a holiday. So, especially a hot one like 4th of July was. But, we always tease because, a lot of times they're like, oh, Samantha Cruz, recreation and the city and stuff like that. But like I was talking about the volunteers, without my team, I would be nothing either. And especially guidance, like for my mom and Terry, always, like on my worst days, they would always say, well, did you do your best today? And I'm like,
knowing you did.
I was like, I think I did, and Terry always just said, if you did, that's all you can do.
Yeah.
So, but so it's great. Like I got full circle of a great team and great parents who really always had my back, and obviously she still does because she's sitting right here. So, but definitely with Terry. He supported it, number one, except at the very beginning. So
you never did finish.
I never did tell that story. So I was working at the Pizza Hut, and Liz Nicky said, I got a job for you. And I said, what's that? Because I always volunteered through the Key Club.
Right.
And I said, "Oh, Liz, what's that?" She goes, "Well, you're going to be the rolling rec coordinator." I said, "Oh, what's that? That sounds so amazing," because that's how everything was then, right? And she goes, "Well, you're going to go to Delsey Gardens. You're going to go down to Wade East. You're going to go." And I went home, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
I know nothing, right? Like, you're not going to work there, da-da-da. And I said, yes, I am. I'm 18 years old, and I've got an opportunity with the city of Millville, and I'm going to take it.
He was
So he was really against
sure
it.
He was a little concerned.
Yeah, he was concerned, and but you know what? It turned out great,
and he said that later on.
Yeah, we changed some kids' lives out in those parks doing that stuff, and it was a good time. So I kept telling Terry that, and then I go through my whole 6 years of trying to become a teacher, and my opportunity. So I'm a certified teacher K through 5.
You want a job? No, we need you where you are.
Rowan University, and once again, I go, "Hey, Mom and Dad, I know I just spent 6 years going to college, but they offered me a full-time job at the city." And they were like, "Okay, I guess we're not going to fight you with this one because, last time you won." But I will tell you, I give credit to Tim Shannon. I was going to not do my student teaching. I was just going to start with the city. And he said, "No, you're going to finish. And once you have your certification, I'll hire you then." And I said, "You promise?" And he said, "Yes, I promise." And I think I student taught last day was like December 19th, and on the 21st of December, he hired me on full time. So, it was a lot of back and forth, and there's been ups and downs, and I always come home and I would say, "What do I do about this?" And Terry always had the right answer.
Yeah.
He always had the right answer, and his guidance. I don't think I ever wind up making a wrong decision with his guidance. So.
No, that's a good point. And you've done a super job in your position. I'm glad you did that instead of teaching. That's great.
Yeah. It was a big pay cut.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
At the time, it was definitely
a
big.
Now they've made it up to you.
They have, yeah. But I always get yelled at by my husband about this, but it's never been about the money for me.
Well, that's the smart thing. I used to tell the kids when I taught school, it's not the money, it's loving what you do, and you love what you do.
Yeah, I love what I do every day, and the money, that doesn't mean cut my paycheck, guys, but, but it is the truth. You got to love what you do, and Terry loved what he did. And then one of the things you had asked earlier real quick is you had said, what did he do after he retired? And I'll tell you one thing that he did do. He was a great grandfather.
Oh, that's right.
I'll tell you, Wyatt.
We had a picture of Wyatt.
There he is.
Yeah.
Wyatt is a lucky kid. He had the best pop.
You know what he said? Because we have 2 grandsons. Dylan, he said to me when Terry, because he would sit in the room with him when he was on hospice, and he would say, he goes, "This is so sad. Dylan's not going to get the grandpa experience that I had."
Oh.
Yeah.
He just was such a caring kid. He's like, he's not going to be able to go to Ocean City with Pop-Up, and because that shirt there, we have every year from 2011 to last year. This year we're going to take the shirt there.
But that was definitely. I wanted to make sure that is something that he did after retiring, and he did a very, very good job at it.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
him and Wyatt and they go out to fairgrounds. Wyatt was there, not far behind.
How old's Wyatt?
He just turned 11.
That's great. Where does he go to school?
He just finished up at Silver Run. He'll go to Lakeside next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Silver Run School is a great school.
I love it. That school is amazing.
That's where my grandchildren went. Or 2 of them anyway. The other 2 are Mount Pleasant, which is a good school too. So it's been good. Of course,
great teachers at Silver Run.
Yeah, there really are, aren't there? Really, and I remember when Mrs. Kessler was the principal.
Miss Kessler was the principal when I first started going there.
See, it goes back a while.
She was a teacher when I was in 9th grade. But I can even go back. I was in her wedding, so.
Oh, well, excuse me.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll never forget that day. We moved from Elsta Manor halfway through the third grade, and we walked in, and the principal greeted us at the door. Not a teacher or secretary or a security guard, the principal. And she walked us around the school, showed us, and it made us very comfortable with transitioning through the school year like that.
Yeah, that's super.
So.
She also is still, I think, involved with police athletically. She was. When I was the mayor, we sat one day, I forget who it was, and they said, this should just be called PA, or no, it should be called Al. I said, why is that? Because there's no police. It's just all of us. But then Bill Herman did get some officers. And right now, I got to tell you, it's doing phenomenal. Rick Cott and all the people with the Police Athletic League, they're really doing a wonderful job. And Judy's still there. And the fellow that was vice principal at Memorial, I like him a lot. Again, he's still on it. I'm having a hard time remembering his name. He's really, he was there back in those years as well. And that goes along with the youth sports programs, Police Athletic League, basketball, the different programs that we have for the kids. And boy, I tell you what makes me feel good. I'm sure Terry probably did it too. When I see a police officer pull up in a neighborhood and play catch with a kid or throw the football or shoot a basket or something, so that the kids know, hey, they're officers, but they're real people too. They're they're dads and stuff, that can do things. So I'm sure Terry did that a lot. As one of the people said, he used to stop at City Hall, and it was always great to see him when he was in Millville. And I'll tell you, what a great guy Mike Perusa was. So I'm glad you put stamps on the envelopes.
Yeah, he was.
Even had to bribe you with ice cream.
Yeah. At that time, I didn't know what I was doing. So I wasn't on any political parties, okay?
Well, we can divulge now. We used to, Sam, with the recreation, or for the Christmas lighting, she would have us be the judges.
Oh, that's nice.
Right,
Yeah, they were my secret judges.
We were the secret judge. Terry lived to go to see the light.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some really nice ones too.
Yeah.
That's really
We've got to figure out how to make that big again. Yes. Like I don't know.
I mean, when we first did it, there was a lot of houses.
We got to find like a sponsor or something, because Violin, they give out cold hard cash over there. So we've got to figure that out here in Millville.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, we'll see what we can do with it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming in. Lisa, it's so good to see you.
Yes,
thank you. Thank you so much, Samantha, for all you do for the city. And Newell, thank you for all you do for the Soccer Association. And one thing we all have in common, we all love Terry.
Yeah.
Terry's a special guy, and look at that great smile, huh?
Yeah.
What a wonderful man. What's the doggy's name?
Tug.
Tug and Terry, TNT.
Yep.
Handsome.
They were inseparable.
Sweetie.
That's our expensive.
We really do appreciate you taking this time and
my pleasure.
honoring Terry. He definitely was a very good family man and a good dad and a good husband. So
and a good friend.
And a good friend.
Yeah.
And that definitely proved at the end when you guys flowed into our home during a very difficult time in our lives.
Yeah, Bruiser came to the house.
We appreciate that.
Well, but thank you for inviting me. It was special to be there and to talk to him, and he just, and I mean, a lot of times I'd call him and we talk on the phone about different things. When can you come on, and and that type of stuff. And honestly, as you see tonight, all the comments, it was probably one of the most popular shows we've had. Because especially if we Millville people, because he knew everything. It was marvelous. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. Have a good evening. Thanks for joining us, folks. I will see you Thursday night at the New Jersey Motorsports Park. Our guest will be the Superintendent of Schools, Tony Trongone. We're going to talk about safety in schools and what the upgrade is going on in Millville. So we hope you'll join us then as well. Tomorrow night is the Auction Time show from Freedom Market, and this show will repeat on Wednesday night. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Take care. Bye-bye.
This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22, and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.